Hello again and welcome. This week we're going to do something a bit different. I've been enjoying a lot of my favourite green tea, which is a Pai-mu-tan, and often I discuss online how many times you can re-steep a good green tea. So I've decided today to find out. So what I have here is some Pai-mu-tan, and each one of these has 1 gram of dry weight Pai-mu-tan in the cup. And we're going to start with this one. Now this is dry, unsteeped tea. So, ready to go. I'm just going to pour some water in there. There we go. Now while that steeps, I'll tell you what I've got in all the rest of them. What I've been doing this morning is steeping and re-steeping some tea to see how much flavour it retains across the different re-steepings. So this one here is 1 gram dry weight that's been steeped once. Now all these steepings have happened at 90 degrees and for 3 minutes. So steeped once, steeped twice, steeped 3 times and steeped 4 times. So by the time we've finished here today, we'll have steeped once, twice, 3 times, 4 times and 5 times. So let's see what happens. Now that's been in there for about 50 seconds. We'll just pour this one. And there we go. First thing I notice is it actually colours up a little bit quicker than the unsteeped tea, and I guess that's because it's already started that process of hydration. Right, this one's been steeped twice. As you start to look at the leaves as you go along, they become bigger and just look more like leaves you could pick out of the garden. They look fresher the more you steep them. There's that one, and we're just going to do the last one. Lately I've actually been experimenting with re-steeping black teas with surprisingly good results. I do find that if you have a flavoured tea, whether it be a oil-based flavoured tea or something like a Lapsang Souchong, anything flavoured tends to lose the flavour as you steep, but not necessarily lose the tea. So a strongly scented tea on the first steeping will become a mildly scented tea on the second one, will sometimes become almost unrecognisable as a scented tea on the third one, but still retain good tea flavour if it's built on a good tea. Okay, now I was expecting us to see a variance in colour here, and it's pretty subtle. The first steeping, which has been going now for a couple of minutes, is a certain colour. I would say the second steeping is actually slightly darker. And then there's a very gradual shift in colour. So if I take the second one, which I think is the strongest colour, and the 5th steeping, which is the weakest colour, they're actually quite discernibly different when you put them next to each other. And as you look in the cup, you can actually see the flavonoids and the greenness coming out of the tea. I'm going to give these all a stir now. Because I'm trying to be reasonably scientific, I poured these roughly 15 seconds apart to give me a chance to explain to you what I think of each one. So let's start with the freshly steeped one. And of course I've got a leaf. It is how you would expect it. It's slightly woody, it's mossy. This is a new batch. Rainforesty, like that. The real greenness of the leaves is a real green taste to it. That's all I can say really. Right, so this is the one that has been re-steeped once. Now I actually find that much more pleasant. I've found over previous months when I've been playing with this that I think the second steeping is often better. It has a more mellow flavour, certainly no trace of bitterness. That's not a tea that has much bitterness anyway, but very, very nice. It's nice and mellow, very impressed with that one. Let's go to the third steeping. There's a considerable drop off in flavour there. I wasn't expecting that. That tastes a little watery by comparison. I'll have another sip. Definitely. Not something I've noticed when I've been re-steeping myself, because you tend to have a cup, then re-steep it an hour later, then maybe re-steep it a couple of hours after that, so you don't have that memory for the exact taste. That's nice, but by comparison, a little watery. Try the fourth steeping. Again, there's quite a significant flavour drop off, and again I'm quite surprised. When I look at them, they look virtually identical. Let's go straight into the fifth one. They actually taste like water. Now I suspect if I hadn't tried any of these, that wouldn't. Very, very weak. Just for comparison purposes, I'm going to have another crack at this one. Yes, a lot more flavour. So it's actually quite interesting because I've generally I'll steep to about fifth time on this particular tea, and I've always found it quite agreeable, and I imagine it is. But when you compare it to the flavours that you're getting out, I think there's very much the fullness of flavour in the first two, and gradually going down. I certainly wouldn't want to try steep number 6. So that's pine with tan, that's multiple steepings, and that's my thoughts. So until next time, drink plenty of tea. I'll see you then.